All right, let's talk about magic in the Marvel Universe. It's a mess, right? You've got chaos magic, the Darkhold, different dimensions. It seems like it comes from everywhere and nowhere all at once. But what if I told you that all of it, every last spell and hex, comes from one single cosmic place? Well, today, we're going to break it all down.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Where does Marvel's magic actually come from? Is it something you're born with, something you study, something you steal from some dark entity? The answer is yeah, all of the above. But the real origin story, it goes so much deeper. It's bigger, older, and way more woven into the fabric of reality itself than you probably imagine.
Just think about what we've seen in the MCU alone. You've got Wanda, who's just born with this insane chaos magic. Then there's Doctor Strange, who had to hit the books for years to even cast a basic spell. You've got Agatha Harkness and her dark arts, the Elder Gods, heck, even the Nord dimension that powers up Ms. Marvel. It feels like magic is just coming from everywhere. It's a total mess. And to untangle it, we have to pull the camera back, way back.
To make sense of all this, we have to completely change how we think about magic. It's not just a superpower, you know? It's not just a tool for heroes and villains to throw around. We need to start thinking about it as one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe.
And that's the key right there. Magic isn't just a bunch of spells in an old book. It's a cosmic, abstract thing. And get this, it has a will of its own. It's not just some inert energy field people tap into, it's alive. And when I say it's alive, I mean that in the most literal sense possible. And this is where we meet a seriously cool, deep-cut comics entity called the Powers That Be. Now, this isn't just some powerful sorcerer. This being is magic. It's the living, breathing embodiment of the whole concept, and its job is basically to keep all magic in balance across the mortal plane. So, if magic is a conscious cosmic force, does it have an enemy? Oh, you better believe it does. And here's the ultimate showdown, the core conflict of everything. You have magic, represented by the Powers That Be, and on the other side, you have science, personified by an entity called the natural order of things. And the comics make it crystal clear, these two forces absolutely hate each other. One is all about hard logic and physics. The other is, and this is a quote, the realm of unscientific and colorful abstractions. This rivalry is everything. But to find out why they're rivals, we need to go back, way, way back.
All right, the fifth cosmos. This is it. We're going on a journey to the beginning, not just of our universe, but of everything. Okay, so to find where magic comes from, we have to go back to the Big Bang, right? Wrong. We have to go back to the Big Bang before the Big Bang. Before the Big Bang. See, the Marvel multiverse we know and love isn't the first draft. It's actually the 8th version of reality. The universe has died and been reborn again and again, and each life cycle is called a cosmos. The answer we're looking for is buried deep in one of those past lives.
So check out this timeline. It's the history of reality itself. Each cosmos layered something new on top. The third cosmos, that's when story became a thing. The fourth, that gave us the idea of heroes and villains. And then, look at that, the fifth cosmos. Bingo, that's our target. This is the moment magic was born. Not just on Earth, not just in one dimension, but across all of existence. And when magic showed up, it turned reality completely upside down. Suddenly, mortals weren't bound by the old rules. They could create, experiment, and break the laws of physics. It gave them free will like never before. But that also meant the freedom to be cruel, to go mad with power. And it's also where we get the very first Sorcerer Supreme, a warlock named Moridun, so powerful and so evil that when his entire universe died, he just shrugged it off and became a problem for the next one.
Okay, deep breath. So we've got this wild, cosmic origin story. But how does that connect back to the characters we know? How does this ancient force from a dead universe become a spell that Doctor Strange casts, or the chaos magic that Wanda throws around?
Well, you can actually trace it pretty clearly. It's like a river. It starts as this huge conceptual ocean in the fifth cosmos. Then it gets personified as this cosmic being, the Powers That Be. And from there, the river splits. Some people, like Doctor Strange, have to learn how to build a dam and channel that power through study. But for others, like the Scarlet Witch, the river just flows right through them from birth. And Wanda's chaos magic is the perfect example of that second path. The MCU kind of hinted at this, but the comics make it super clear. Hydra's experiments with the Mind Stone didn't create her powers. No way. All they did was flip a switch. They unlocked the floodgates to this massive, reality-bending power that she was already born with. It was always there, a direct line back to that original cosmic magic.
And that's what makes her the Scarlet Witch of prophecy. Remember this line from Agatha? It says everything. Wanda isn't just some witch who memorized a few spells, she's a living conduit for magic itself. She doesn't need to say the magic words, because on a deep, cosmic level, she is the magic words.
This whole idea of duality, of order and chaos, even shows up in the magical artifacts. You've got the two big ones. The Book of Vishanti, which is all about pure, good, orderly magic, the Sorcerer Supreme's playbook. And then you have its dark reflection, the Darkhold, the Book of the Damned, which is pure chaos and corruption. They're just two sides of that same ancient magical coin.
So, let's bring this all home. Why does any of this matter? Who cares that magic came from the fifth cosmos? Well, because once you understand this, it completely changes how you look at the entire Marvel universe.
Because at its core, the biggest conflict in Marvel isn't good versus evil. It isn't even heroes versus villains. The most fundamental struggle, the one that underpins everything, is this eternal war between magic and science.
And just look at how perfectly they mirror each other. Magic is born in the fifth cosmos. What happens in the sixth? Science is born, specifically to reject magic. Magic gets its embodiment in the powers that be. Science gets the natural order of things. Magic's ultimate champion is the Sorcerer Supreme, and science's Galactus, a scientist from a purely logical, science-based universe who literally became a cosmic force of nature. They are perfect opposites.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This reframes everything. Every spell Doctor Strange casts is him drawing on the power of the fifth cosmos. And every new suit Tony Stark builds, that's him playing by the rules of the sixth. They might not know it, but they are soldiers on opposite sides of a cosmic war that began eons before they were ever born.
Which, of course, leaves us with one last massive question to chew on. In a universe that has reality-warping sorcerers and geniuses building time machines in a lab, in this ancient cosmic battle between these two fundamental forces, which one do you think is winning?